Test, test, test. Okay. I think I'm okay now. I actually wanted to start this 30 minutes ago. Um, I've discovered that I need pretty much a half an hour to get ready, especially with some audio issues I was having. I'm hoping that there's no more audio issues. I was having some severe echoing going on just a minute ago. I'm trying to figure this out. And then StreamYard is telling me that I only have a few minutes. Hello, Miss Denisha. How are you, my dear? Let me see. Can I do something here? Trying to. Don't know how you do this. I'm trying to figure out. Hey, that's cool. Now I know how they do that. That's cool. I don't know if I have to go into YouTube. I don't know if I really need any moderators, but I will have to figure out how to do that eventually. What did I do? Okay. Hello, Passamaquoddy. Sorry if I'm butchering that. But today I am going to be, I have 2 hanks of some DK cotton yarn. It is part of Sanita's order. And I will be definitely dyeing the Pamela's crochet and knit corner, her colorway, knit a bit. And I'm going to try. Oh, thank you, Denisha. I'm going to shoot for the 3 o'clock thing. It's with grandbaby in tow. It's sometimes I'm kind of rushing her around. Eat your macaroni, sweetheart. It's time for a nap. Passamaquoddy. It sounds like an Indian tribe or something. It's a really neat ID name. So again, today we're going to be making the solution that I have to soak it in. I didn't get my salt water out. But here's my handy dandy salt water, like always. Trying not to spill it on my computer because as you can see on that camera, I decided to bring it a little bit closer so that I can see what you guys are saying. Wonderful. That's neat. Passamaquoddy Indian. That's awesome. I don't need a whole lot, maybe a little bit more. Like I said before, I don't really have certain measurements of anything, really. I just kind of wing it. I love doing this. This is actually, I love them all. All of the colorways are special. So very special. But this is one of my, I love doing Petras, and I love doing Pamela's. And I love anything speckled. So I love, I love Karen's. I don't know. It's just something special about each one. But this one is just, I'm in a pink mood today. So this is going to be fabulous. I don't know if I'll have time for the, I was also going to do Cozy Fox today, which is another one of her orders. But I'm definitely going to be, as long as StreamYard allows. I don't know. It says on here that you can do so much a month, but yet every time I log in, it says you got this many minutes, so many minutes left, or a few minutes left. And I don't know if I have to upgrade, I'll just upgrade. No big deal. But this is soda ash I put in with the salt water. The salt water has to sit for at least 24 hours. I usually keep several gallon jugs on hand. Sometimes I have little batches I'm dyeing, and sometimes I have a bucket full that I'm dyeing. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. Does that affect your crocheting? I know some people, they get some paralyzed a little bit when they have a stroke. Sorry to hear that. I pray that you're on the mend and doing a little better. And crochet is very good therapy. Doesn't cost you anything, or doesn't you don't have any medical bills. It's excellent. It's my therapy. It's a lot of people's therapy, whether it be physical therapy or emotional, spiritual. I find a lot of spiritual blessings in it as well when you're making prayer blankets, chemo caps, prayer shawls. It's a blessing to know that somebody out there will be blessed by your labor. And I put prayer into it. Like my name says, I crochet in agreement for their healing through Jesus Christ. And I know that a miracle. I know I'm accepting and I'm claiming the miracle before it even comes. Because that's how we show our faith. We're determined. We know that it's going to happen, and we're just waiting for the praise report. Well, maybe you can kind of build up that muscle memory a little bit, kind of get back into it, and then it'll be just like riding a bike. You won't even give it second thought, unless you have to count. Sometimes counting can be especially if you got a lot of people around. I count out loud if I'm counting. If I'm doing a hat right now, that you have to keep track of the stitches, or else the brim will just go all wonky. And it's like if somebody interrupts me while I'm counting, I just start counting out loud. 23, 24, 25. Hold on. Sometimes I might interrupt and say, I got to get to 164. Something like that. So we don't have any certain time period. We just get this nice and saturated. I just remembered that I did not get my speckle colors that I need. So I'll have to walk away from that once I get the hank ready. I tried to get everything ready as I could. I don't know if you can see, well, you can see the jars over there for Knit a Bit, but on the other side, the other corner, I have Cozy Fox, Orange Yellow, and the Camel. But yeah, I am going to try to do every Thursday at 3. That's what I'm going to be shooting for. And I don't know exactly how long. Last week. It was only like 30 minutes. It was my first time last week, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. So I thought, well, let me just try to make this a thing at least. All right, so I'm going to let that sit for just a second here. And I need to go locate 2 containers for speckling. So I'll just let that sit while I'm looking for those. And I also plan on, thanks to the enabling of Terry Yarn Joy podcast, I do plan on doing a reorganization type video, show my big mess that I have, and then do like a before and after kind of thing. Okay, I need to. I apologize that I had to step away, but I need 2 colors. I meant to get these ready beforehand. And I definitely have a lot of colors. It's probably another thing that I should work on organizing in some way, shape, or form, alphabetical or numerical. They're all numbered, something. I apologize. Looking for a hot pink. You know what? I think let's see. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. I used hot pink the other day for a new project that I'm working on. And I'll just go ahead and talk about it because I don't know when I'll make a video. I was wanting to make a video about this only. No, I think I still will because I'm not officially done with it yet. But I am working on trying my hand at making cakes. So far, everything it comes in hank form. I am working on dyeing, I buy my yarn already in skeins, except for the wool. It comes in hanks, thank goodness. But all of my acrylic and cotton comes in skeins. So I have to hank them up. And Now I'm working on making 200-gram cakes. And what I'm doing is I'm taking, not any, I mean, right now I'm just kind of playing around with it, but I'm taking just a certain amount. Like I might twist it around 25 times on my yarn swift. And then I'll take that off and I'll tie it off. And then I'll attach it to one of the spokes on the yarn swift. And then I'll do another 25 rounds in another color, do the same thing with it. But I, just out of experiment, I done some up and then I dyed it with the intent of making something for my granddaughter, something spring summery, a top, most likely a top. And it is so pretty, but I haven't caked it up yet. It's still hanging to dry. It's still in hank form, but oh my goodness, it is just adorable. And like I said, I do plan on doing a video about that because it's not officially done. And hopefully, I'm really hoping that it does not wind up tangling. Of course, if you deal with tangled up yarn enough, eventually you kind of build up a patience for that kind of thing. Especially when it comes to caking it, because I've gotten requests for hanks to be caked, and then sometimes I do get a pretty tangled mess, and I've found a couple good procedures to getting it in cake form without too much of a hassle. So for Pamela's colorway, I do mostly pink, and then down here at the end I have like a purplish blue type color, and I do probably about a fourth of it or maybe a little bit less in that color. Me and Seta had designed it that way. We were like, but of course Pamela, I did use acrylic yarn, so if you go into my shop it looks a lot different, but I used acrylic yarn. Well, it was actually partially acrylic, partially wool, and it also had some glittery stuff in it. Some bling, like she called it. And that was just a one-time base. It wasn't like something I put in my shop, but that's what I used for her because Seta said she must have bling. So I actually dyed it as if it was wool because I think it was a good percentage. I want to say it was like 25% wool or 24, something like that. So I was thinking, maybe the wool method would be the best way to do it because they both use heat, acrylic and wool both. So I thought that's what way I would do it. So hers actually ended up way different than the other wools and acrylics do. But I based the other bases off of how hers turned out. It was actually supposed to have been pink with it was supposed to have been purple down here. No, I'm sorry, it was supposed to have been blue. It was supposed to have been blue, but it ended up being a purplish blue. So that's what I do now for all the other bases. And then of course the pink area has the speckles of pink and purple. And I just love this color, this hot pink. I always go in and fill in any of the little light areas, but once this gets soaked through and rinsed and dried, it is just gorgeous. So cute. So if you're a pink person, you would absolutely love this colorway. Like I said, there's something special about all of them. I mean, I've got this thing for speckles now lately. The cake that I'm working on. Hello, Katrina. Great to have you back again this broadcast. Yep, today I am working on Knit a Bit, which was inspired by, not designed by, but it was inspired by Pamela's Crochet and Knit Corner. I got her link in the description box. I have blue fingers from the basic die. If I have fingernails, it puts a hole in the gloves. And it's like why bother wearing gloves? But it would be much, much, much worse if I did it. So I'm going to stop like right around in here. I think that's a neat idea too. That there's so many different ways to play around with this. I mean, you can do half and half. You can do thirds, quarters, fifths. You could spread it out in a ring and do just different all the way around. I mean, of course, you've got speckling, you've got gradients, and oh my goodness, just there's so many different options. I love it. So much fun. So this is like a purplish blue, and it's a combination. It's not a, this is the hot pink fiber reactive. That's just basic there, but this is a little special concoction here. I love these two colors together. So much fun. I didn't put this in the title or description, I don't think. But I'm going to try to have time to do Cozy Fox as well, if I can. Depends on how long. I don't really know much about StreamYard. It tells me that when I started it that I have a few more minutes of the free trial. And I don't know. I thought I had like a couple hours a month. I don't know how this works. So we'll find out. Yes, I love, 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 love doing this. Okay, so a little secret that I have with this. Normally I would yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna put the speckles on yet because I need to flip it over. I don't want to put the speckles on because I have to flip it over and then the liquid could be going through it and make the speckles, spread. So what I'll do is I'll flip it, then I'll paint the other side, and then I'll do speckles on each side. So we're gonna go ahead and flip this over. And this is fiber reactive. I don't really care if it gets on my hands because it comes off easy. Actually, acid dyes for the protein fibers, that doesn't really stain too awful bad. Basic dye, however, yeah, that's that'll stick around for a while, especially on your fingernails. But yes, I absolutely love these two colors together. So cute. I should have elevator music playing in the background. Something copyright friendly. Or you could hear me tap. um, that's weird. Okay. I guess that happens. Yeah, my daughter seen me doing some speckling the other day, and I had gotten her a paint set for Christmas because she's like, I'm feeling kind of artsy. I'd like to have some paint and some palettes and or a palette and some canvases and all that good stuff. And she seen me doing speckling one day, and she was like, that kind of reminds me of nail art. You should try these brushes. And she brought me one of those fanned brushes. Works pretty good. Works pretty good. I don't have near as much control over it. So it's kind of like if I find one that I don't really need to control that much, then yeah, I'll use the brushes. But for now, I'm just kind of like, I just dump a little bit in the lid. I used to, gosh, I've got several different sieves like colander type things, and micro super fine, and they're still not, that's not my way. I've used a fork where you just kind of let it sit on a fork. Um, and that's kind of okay, but I've done with just my fingers, and I feel like I waste a lot of dye that way because it sticks to your fingers. And I try not to go too heavy, but different people do different, you know, amounts of speckling. I kind of actually, for Karen's, when I was getting an idea of what she was looking for, I gave her a couple examples, light to heavy, and let her pick which one she preferred. And of course, since I'll be doing some pink too, I don't fill it in completely. And yeah, I should be wearing the respirator, but if it's basic dye, absolutely. If I ever do a live dye with speckled basic dye, or I have to use the powder for anything, yeah, you'll see me wearing that respirator because, yeah, let me just say there was one time when I first got it that I didn't use it and I kept smelling something all day. I was like, what is that weird smell? It didn't really smell bad. It's just odd. It was, not something I was used to smelling. And then I realized, yeah, I started using the respirator more often after that. And then I realized, oh, I must have inhaled some of that. And this pink here, it's hard to see at first because it is the same color as the pink, but since it's in concentrated form, it will show up. It's all speckles. Actually, when you first put it down, you can't really tell how potent it is until it sits for a couple minutes, couple seconds, and then it'll start to pop. Just takes a little bit longer for this pink. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over to the other side. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, I didn't do this down here. Yeah, I've got to do this. This end doesn't get speckles. Just a neat little trait to this colorway. Just this one end right here. Then you go back into the speckled pink. You come back into the solid purplish blue. I like to try to keep them from running together too much. Okay. Now we'll flip them over. Flip it over, sorry. We'll get the speckles on this side. Still got some purple in here. Yeah, sometimes they fall a little heavy. That's the beauty of hand dyed is it varies. Variations. Takes a couple taps to get it to the edge. Follow. I'll have to post some pictures perhaps on my Instagram so you guys can see how this shows up later. I'm going to do that. It'll sit, well, of course, all of my cotton yarn sits for at least 24 hours. And as it sits, it shows up more and more. I mean, it's almost impossible to see right now, but the links are always below. I'm assuming they are on StreamYard. That's why I'm hesitating. But I always put links to my social media. So if you have an Instagram account, go on there and follow me on there. I'm going to post pictures of this after it sits so you can see how that pink really pops out of there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm okay on time. I will rinse out these brushes here. And I'm going to set that one aside. We'll go ahead and do us some Cozy Fox. Of course, after my stream, I'll have a couple more that I'll work on while my granddaughter's sleeping. Take advantage of the, well, that's usually when I do most of my dyeing anyways, or any shop-related stuff. I need to make some more stitch markers today as well. Always give out a free stitch marker with every order of yarn. Stitch marker and a little tea bag, little thing of tea. Yeah, I think I got the lids backwards. It's funny, I took them off in a weird way. Yeah, but I keep these solutions. This is salt water here, but I do not have soda ash in it because once you mix those two together, you only have like a couple hours before it loses its potency. So that's why I soak it in both. And then sometimes I'll just make, yeah, if I really want to make sure I get it like completely vibrant, I'm testing things or whatever, I'll just go ahead and make a fresh batch with both. Not a whole batch, but I'll make like a cup of dye that's already got the salt and the soda ash mixed together, and I'll just, use the fresh one like that. But I'm going to go take this and put it down on my table, and I will be right back, and we'll do Cozy Fox. Okay. And this was another one that was originally dyed in wool. And I did originally use all of the colors was a form of orange or orange yellowish, but one of them broke into like a tan taupe beige type color. It's Petra. Hello. Oh, okay. That's cool. Gotcha. No audio. You can watch again later. But it broke into like a taupe beige kind of color. So when I do the acrylics and the cotton, I pattern it after that. So in this circumstance, I use an orange, a yellowish orange, orangish yellow, something like that. Hello, Jess. Welcome. And a camel. So, and I've also learned, I think I mentioned something about this in my last live, that I recently learned about how salt water and soda ash work together to make the colors more vibrant. So this colorway is actually much brighter than it used to be. Yeah, I'm still learning. And I'm really proud at how this does turn out now. It's really bright. Really pretty. Okay, so this is one that goes in thirds. I do the orange, the yellow in the middle, and the camel on the end. And sometimes the most basic ones, they're just as pretty as the ones with all the fancy bells and whistles. This really does amazing in the wool, though. I've had a lot of people get the wool in this because it's just kind of like a kind of like an autumn fall type color, and the colors that I use with the base that I use, it saturates really, really bold and fluoro. But this is Cozy Fox, and it is inspired by Cozy Fox YouTube channel, Mimi. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say nothing. Okay, it's probably no big deal. She made it into Setta's calendar, which is awesome. If you don't have her calendar, you should consider getting it. It's really nice. Okay. And kind of like I did last week, I like to do the ends. If I'm gonna do something different in the middle, I like to do both of the ends first so that I can kind of get them both even. And if you ever order like a whole entire batch, like several, whether it be 2, 3, 10, 12, whatever, they'll be lined up together so they will all match up and they'll change at the same time. I actually had someone compliment me for that once, and I'm like, I didn't do anything special. I just laid them all out in a row. And that's what's really nice about spring and summer. I go outside and just spread the whole table full of foil and just right in a row I go with it. And it's so nice. And summertime, oh my goodness, the yarn dries. Cotton usually takes about 18 hours to dry. 18 hours, yes. If it's summertime and it's, at least 75, it'll dry in about 2 hours, which is phenomenal. And then with my spin dryer that I have, wool and acrylic practically come out dry. I didn't spend a whole lot for it, but it's definitely a very good investment. Now, that looks like it's about the same amount, so now I'll do the middle. It's so cool, picture that you could make it to a live, even if you can't listen. Oh, I'm sorry, Katrina. Bye. If you're still here, thank you for stopping in today. I appreciate it. I don't watch the chat as probably as much as I should. I was trying to talk my daughter into coming out, maybe going on the iPad and watching me from there. Be like, so and so's leaving or something. But I've also been, I could disclose this, that I've been talking to a couple more YouTubers for potential colorways. Yeah, you'll know. You'll know when it happens. Oh, I've been trying to show up to more lives myself. Yes, I am actually. I am. I have a whole bunch that I need to ship out. This one here is for Sanita, and she just ordered this maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. So, yeah, I'm finally caught up, which means I can dye other stuff. I mean, actually, me and Karen are talking. There's more coming from her. So, yeah, and I'm really excited about her ideas. She's got some amazing ideas. And you too, Petra. If you got any ideas, throw them my way. I just love this creativity. I mean, you guys come up with the most awesomest ideas. Yeah, I love how it's just so vibrant and it stays this way. That's what I love. It's like there was a time when, before I really learned the proper way, with the soda ash and the salt water, it was like I'd wash it out and fade to like a sherbet color. It's like, but no, it stays. It stays bright and vibrant. I love it. green. I have some bright green in Kim Goff's Classy Kim. Ooh, that is some bright stuff, and it just pops right out from the purple. Gosh, it's really pretty. Actually, I used the cake that I was talking about has some chartreuse in it. Yeah. Gosh, I really hope this turns out. I don't know if you can hear me, Petra, but I was saying earlier about how I am trying to do cakes now. I'm trying to roll up the yarn into hanks of 200 grams. I may do 250 if it works, but just 200 for now. And I want to dye it in sections, like dye this many yards of this section, then the next section this color, kind of like cake yarn. I mean, exactly like cake yarn, but with the hand dyed um, characteristics. Like, for example, I made one just testing it out, and I'm planning on making my granddaughter a top with it, like a spring summer top. And what I did was I done one section of solid pink, and then with that same color pink, I've done a section of speckles. And then I've done another section of a brighter shade of pink. And then the next section I've done speckles in that color. Then I did chartreuse, solid green, solid chartreuse, and then a speckled section. And then the last one was red. So it looks so pretty. I'm gonna do a video about it. I'm gonna get a video of it hanging, and I'm just praying that when I go to cake it up, that it behaves itself and lets me do it. Yeah, it's a trial and error. I'm just hoping that I think in hindsight, I wish I would have tied each section off because all I did was I put a tie wrap in each section. I would do a section of it, put a tie wrap really good and tight, and then take it off, and then tie wrap it to one of the spokes on my yarn swift. But yeah, I kind of wish I would have tied it off, but since there's such small sections, I might be okay getting by without it. But we'll see. If that works, it'll be amazing. I mean, yeah, you can buy cake yarn all day long, but hand dyed, I don't know. Just seems kind of special to me. So, well, I don't know how long I've been live, and I don't know how to tell how long I've been live. But that was my goal, was to get knit a bit, and if I had time to get Cozy Fox done. So I guess I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much, Jess. I'm gonna figure out how to make people mods too eventually, because in case somebody ever needs a link dropped or something, that would be handy to have. But I'm going to let you guys go, and I want to thank you all for coming in and helping me out here, joining me, keeping me company while I work. And I guess I'm going to go hank up some more yarn and dye some more. And I hope everyone has a wonderful, blessed, healthy, safe day and rest of your week and weekend and all that good stuff. And God bless you all. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully next Thursday at 3. Hopefully. Hopefully. Thank you again. And God bless you all. Bye bye.